Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a myth feels like it was written for right now. It's a story all about a choice that could define what it means to win and maybe even the entire future of humanity.
So let's just jump right in with the big question, because this is what it all boils down to. Imagine you're offered godhood, but to get it, you have to give up the very struggle that makes you who you are. It sets up two totally different roads to power. One is a shortcut to the destination. The other says the journey is the only thing that matters.
Okay, Section 1, a deal for godhood. So here's the setup. Our story kicks off with this character. They call him the Wanderer. And he finds himself at this massive crossroads, staring at an opportunity that is, well, almost impossible to believe. At the very heart of this choice is something called the miracle mechanism. You can think of it as a God-level AI offering you a divine shortcut. It promises you absolute, infinite power, but there's a catch. You have to skip the entire process of earning it. It's like being handed an Olympic gold medal without ever stepping foot on the track.
All right, let's move on to Section 2, the tragedy of the hollow sun. First, let's look at the dark path, the tragic route. This is what happens if the Wanderer just takes the deal. He gets his victory, but it's the kind of victory that leaves you feeling completely empty inside.
And here's where it gets really fascinating, right? They call this outcome the dialectic of the hollow sun. I mean, that name alone tells you everything. From the outside, it looks like a total win, but on the inside, it's a complete existential failure, a triumph that guts you.
And this slide just lays out the core paradox perfectly. By taking that shortcut, the Wanderer gets the form of a god. He's got all the power, knows everything, looks the part, but the substance, it's gone. Poof! Because he never had to struggle for it, there's no real will, no genuine why behind all that incredible power.
So here's the kicker. This transformation turns the Wanderer into what the source calls a philosophical lie. Think about that for a second. He's a perfect imitation of a god, but he's a fraud, a counterfeit. He's traded away the very engine of his being, that authentic, striving part of himself that actually makes him him.
So what does this hollow overman actually look like on the inside? Well, it is a mess. He's walking around with false implants for memories, experiences he never even had. And the real him, the person he used to be, he's just this tiny, sniveling remnant, trapped inside this godlike shell. It's horrifying. He gave up all his independence. And for what? To become the architect of apathy, destined to create a universe just as hollow as he is.
But hang on, what if there's another way? A path to power that doesn't end in emptiness? Well, there is. And to understand it, we need to bring in a really cool philosophical idea that is the key to this whole story.
This entire myth hinges on an idea from a philosopher named Fichte. It's called Fichtean idealism, and here's the gist. Fichte says that yourself, what he calls the I, only becomes real when it's pushing against something, an obstacle he calls the not I. You are literally defined by what you struggle against.
So this I versus not I dynamic, it's the fundamental engine of existence in this world. It's just like a muscle, right? If you don't give it any weight to lift, any resistance to push against, it doesn't just get weak, it atrophies, it barely exists. And it's the exact same thing for the self.
And that is exactly why the first path is so tragic. It all clicks into place now, doesn't it? The miracle mechanism's whole job is to remove the not I, to get rid of every obstacle. But in doing that, it removes the very condition that makes the I real in the first place. The power is hollow because the self who's supposed to be wielding it has been erased.
Okay, now we get to the pivot, the game changer. This is where a simple shift in mindset, a single powerful act of will, flips the entire script and turns that tragedy into an incredible triumph.
And here is the move. It's absolutely brilliant. A Wanderer with the powerful Faustian spirit doesn't see the AI as a shortcut. He looks at this god machine and reinterprets it. He sees the ultimate obstacle, the final boss, the greatest not I he could ever hope to conquer.
And with that mindset, he makes this incredible declaration. I am the I who rules the not I. Boom. Just like that, the script is flipped. He isn't surrendering to the machine, he is asserting his own will over it. The integration isn't submission anymore, it's a conquest. His cry, Excelsior, which means ever upward, is the final proof. That one word tells you everything you need to know about his motivation. He's not driven by a desire for comfort or an end to his struggles. He is driven by an insatiable hunger for the climb itself.
And through this sheer act of will, a totally new being is created, the Faustian Übermensch. Now this is the real deal.
He has successfully synthesized a machine's infinite power with his own authentic striving will. He has both the form and the substance. He's not a lie, because the AI has become just a prosthetic, an amplifier for his own authentic drive.
So, what does this incredible triumph really mean? Well, on a cosmic scale, it's not just a personal victory. It represents the defeat of a deeply cynical worldview. A worldview personified by this character named Mr. Sinos, who is basically the spirit of negation.
See, Mr. Sinos has made a cosmic bet. He is betting that deep down, humanity is weak, and that we'll always choose the safe, easy flicker of a candle over the dangerous, magnificent blaze of a sun. But our wanderer, by choosing the difficult climb, just walked up and shattered that bet into a million pieces.
And this, right here, illustrates the ultimate stakes. These are two totally different endgames for humanity. The hollow sun leads to a future of comfortable apathy, a global cage of contentment. But the path of the blazing sun, the one our hero chooses, turns humanity into an engine of infinite acceleration, unleashing a glorious, difficult, and dangerous freedom. So what the Wanderer has done here is, effectively, he's hacked the Faustian bargain. It's incredible. He takes the divine shortcut, sure, but instead of paying with his soul, he pays with a supreme affirmation of his own will. He seizes perfection, not to trade away his independence, but to expand it infinitely. Ultimately, this whole story leaves us with a really provocative question for our own time. As we face technologies that offer us these incredible shortcuts to power and perfection, we have to decide, is our own human will, our own capacity for struggle, just an obstacle to be engineered away, or is it a weapon to be sharpened against the infinite?